This is how you decorate a cake. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm cutting the cake into a heart shape, so then we could have 2 hearts, but we're gonna stack it and put buttercream, so then this heart could be smaller and it would look like a, it would just look pretty cool. So I gotta cut this heart out and then make this heart a little bit smaller, so then we could use it for that one. Almost done. And then it looks like a very good heart. And now we could take the excess off. So now I am cutting the other part of the heart. So I just cut the heart shape to make it a little bit smaller. So now I could stack them after I cut this out and put some frosting in between them. This is so hard to do. Gotta switch. I'm holding it. There we go. Now we can take away this part of the cake and put it over with this stuff. The next step is to get the icing and put it all over the bigger cake, so then when you stack it, it doesn't just fall off of it. I'm like being super careful because I don't want it to crumble, because the cake that I made is very moist type of cake. Some of it's falling out. Make sure when you cut it and then after, in the end, when you put buttercream all over that, make sure that you're very, like, not going full on scraping, because once it crumbles, like, it could crumble all over the icing and then make the icing really weird. So make sure when you're icing your cake that it's pretty thick and not just a very thin layer, so then the other one sticks. And also make sure it's not crumbling a lot, because if it crumbles then the whole cake will just fall apart. And I am almost finished with the icing. I only have to get like 2 more things, 2 more scoops of it. Now I think it's ready to get the other cake put on it. Be very careful when you're doing this, because you don't want your cake to fall. There we go. So we got the stack of hearts, and just gonna let it like push it down a little bit. And I'm gonna make this red. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a bowl like this, and I'm going to use a spoon, put some icing in it, and then I have some food dye here, and I'm going to turn it red and then ice the cake with that. And I'm going to be especially careful when I'm icing the edges to make sure that nothing happens and the cake doesn't totally crumble. So I mixed it up and it's like pinkish because I didn't want to put a lot of the food gel in, which is what I have. And now I'm going to take a different knife real quick because I don't want to get it all white. I want it to be discolored. We'll leave that in. And now I'm going to ice the cake. And I'm definitely going to do like probably like triple layers because this is what one layer is. So we don't have too much icing because all we have is that. So it'll be fun. Now I'm doing the sides, so for this I have to be extra careful because I don't, it's hard to see, but I'm going to ice this side. I will show it to you after, but when you're doing it, sorry, got a lot on that. But when you're doing it, you have to be like super careful. It's like not even coming up. Also, I've been struggling very much using a knife. So try using one of these things and see if it works. It might work for us. As you can see, I struggled very much. But I decided to use this. I'm just like globbing it on and spreading it. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing because this is something. And I'm almost out of icing, so I'm probably going to have to make some more pink for this. So I And basically, this is so hard to do, like not actually looking at it. But I'm globbing it on and oh, I got pink on my arm. And then the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this aside. Going to use some sprinkles. I have a bunch of types of sprinkles, so I'm just going to use them like one at a time. I hate opening these kinds of sprinkles. I don't know how people do it. Because it's like tinfoil and then this thing, so. For this, to make the little grass-like thing, I used a like piping tip thing and a plastic bag. If you really don't have any piping tips or can't do it, then you could just use the plastic bag. But what I did was I cut the side and then put the tip in through the bag and then put the icing in. As you can see, it got very messy. Now I'm making little flowers. Now I'm making yellow flower cake. The next thing I'm going to do is put some sprinkles on it. Very light sprinkles, so this will take a little bit. There we go. And this is my finished product.